Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we'll be discussing whether or not Gringotts is the only wizarding bank in the entire world. Gringotts Wizarding Bank is one of the very first magical locales that Harry Potter gets to experience upon discovering that he is a young wizard. Alongside Rubeus Hagrid, Harry enters Diagon Alley, a street in London that's magically hidden behind a brick wall and that leads to a wizarding community that, in hindsight, might be one of the most popular magical locations in all the world. At first, Harry is taken aback by all the sights, magical creatures and devices he never thought were real, all laid out before his very eyes. And then he sees it. Gringotts, said Hagrid. They had reached a snowy white building which towered over the other little shops. Standing beside its burnished bronze doors, wearing a uniform of scarlet and gold was... "Yeah, that's a goblin," said Hagrid quietly. From there, alongside Harry, we learn more and more about Gringotts, which, as it turns out, is the only wizarding bank in Great Britain. Founded by a goblin named Gringott in 1474, the bank is therefore owned and operated by goblins to this day. It's strongly fortified by magic and, as Harry discovers many years later, dragons, which is why its vaults are where the majority of wizards and witches choose to keep their valuables and monetary estates. But is it possible that Gringotts is the only wizarding bank in existence? Surely there are other magical financial institutions somewhere else in Europe, the Americas, or Far East. And yet, if you can believe it, it would seem that there is not. This is incredibly interesting to consider, since it means that any witch or wizard who wishes to keep large sums of valuables or gold in a bank that uses magic would need to travel to London in order to do so. What's more is that you may recall that when Hermione Granger was shopping for school supplies the summer before her second year at Hogwarts, her parents needed to exchange their muggle money for wizarding money before they could make their purchases, as seen played out in the following exclamations by a very excited Arthur Weasley. "But you're muggles," said Mr. Weasley delightedly. "We must have a drink. What's that you've got there? Oh, you're changing muggle money. Molly, look!" He pointed excitedly at the £10 notes in Mr. Granger's hand. So, does that mean that, say, no-mage parents of Ilvermorny students in North America would need to fly all the way across the Atlantic Ocean and visit Gringotts in London just to exchange their US or Canadian dollars in order to buy school supplies for their children? Which would then mean the same for Muggle-born students attending Brazil's Castelo Bruxo, Beauxbaton's Academy of Magic in France, and Mahuto Koro School of Magic in Japan. Is that not absolutely bonkers? Of course, I suppose this is an issue that would need to be taken up with the goblins who run Gringotts, and I imagine they're not too inclined to cater to the needs of the wizarding community, considering the contentious history between the two magical species. And so, while it would obviously be much more convenient, not to mention logical, for there to be more than one wizarding bank in the entire world, it would appear that there is not, and likely never will be. At least not if the goblins have anything to do with it. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. What did you think? Why do you think that Gringotts is the only wizarding bank in the world? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel.